Sounding great on my end. Either way, gentlemen, how are you doing? Happy Monday.
Happy man. Happy Monday.
I like how he was reluctant to say happy Monday. You said that was like it was a question, you know? You gotta be a rebel. But either way, so I want to make this quick, not too quick, but we kind of got two topics. And one of the reasons I really want to have this topic talk is because I know Tech was really excited to talk about Justice League Snyder Cut. So I actually watched it. I actually watched it this past Sunday. He was definitely really excited to talk about it. I actually watched it this past Sunday with a watch along with the Taste Buds. All 4 hours. We took breaks every hour on the chapter. And yo, Tech, real talk, like, I guess just for some preface, right? I don't know who saw it, because there was a few people, there was a few Taste Buds in there that hadn't seen the theatrical cut of Justice League.
They're lucky.
Right? Sure. And that's not like strange, but like I know for a fact I went to see it and I was still like, damn, that movie sucked, you know? But people, I don't know where this rumor came from, but like rumors started stirring. I guess after like Zack Snyder said something like, hey man, there's my cut out there that exists, and you know, there's actually a different cut of the movie, and then the whole Zack Snyder cut got, you know, put out there for the world to see, and they released it after giving it like some crazy backing on the budget end, like $8 billion or $8 million or something like that to finish up CG.
Yeah, 80 million. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so much. But that first movie was definitely you can tell kind of like patchwork, man. They had another director come in, and it was because Zack Snyder's daughter actually passed away, and kind of just derailed this whole movie. And it makes sense because like that's a big thing. But lo and behold, you know, to the graces of every DC fanboy out there that exists, the Snyder Cut sees the light of day because of this big major backing, and it's only released on HBO Max. I was lukewarm excited to see it. Tech was like ill gross, and Ben was like, hey, bring it on.
Yep.
Tech, go first. You go first, Tech. I feel like that was a good way to bring it in. Tech, let us have it.
All right, I'm just gonna say this. They polished a turd, right? It's a good polish. It's a good polish job. It looks cool. It's too long. It still has its problems, but overall it's a good one time in my life watching experience.
Okay.
I was. It makes me more upset with the DCEU than before, right?
Yeah, right.
Because immediately after this movie, which is generally the public is very positive about this movie, they immediately said, nah, this is not canon. We're not really fucking with this. So they finally do something good. They finally give me a good Cyborg story, because I think he was like in this reshoot, in the Snyder Cut, he was the best part to me. And he was kind of the best part in the Whedon one too, but you can tell like they were just nerfing him, you know, like they just.
Dude, they robbed him.
They definitely robbed him, man. Like that was crazy.
After watching the Snyder Cut, could you imagine like all that shit being taken out and being the actor and going like, what the hell?
Bro, like, so he was trolling so hard when he was like, yo, I heart Joss Whedon and shit like that. Like, that's crazy. He was trolling that hard. And it's so fucked up, dude. It's so fucked up that this character got like just cheated like that. But wow. Here we are now, right? Like, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I care so much more for this character in this iteration. Like, just how much emotion they put into not only just, you know, Cyborg, but just the backstories of everyone else as well. And I think Whedon has, not Whedon, but I think Zack Snyder has done a good job in this series of like having a timeline about how these characters develop, right? Like every character kind of goes through an arc to where either they're starting at a place or where a movie's gonna take off and take them another place. In this case, like talking about like the Flash and stuff like that. But like the point that like Cyborg was put to the forefront of this film with so many important instances to just be pivotal to the story, just an all-around better asset. And like just that whole part of putting that back in the film made it significantly better. Like that part alone made it like 1,000 times better to me.
Yeah.
What's also makes me more mad at DCEU, which is gonna be my theme, because the way they've treated Ray Fisher.
Yeah, that's
fucking
up,
shitted
dude.
on him.
And I'm like, why would you go back? And I'm thinking like, bro, what is going on? And I'm like, man, they straight just destroyed this character's entire development.
Like, what's the agenda there? Why cut just that? Right? Like, it feels like an agenda. It's too obvious. Like,
well, in real life they have major beef, like Ray Fisher and the execs.
Yeah,
and like they told him that you're no longer in DCEU, like you're out.
Wow.
I mean, it's been a long, before the Snyder Cut, it's been a long battle between him, Whedon, and the other execs at DC.
We know why?
I think he had a problem with Whedon. I think Whedon was abusive on set, and he called it out.
That's definitely one of the claims that.
Okay,
Whedon
well,
was
now
abusive.
in hindsight, he wasn't wrong apparently.
He definitely
he
was.
was.
And yeah, because all those other
He's not
stars
the only
came
one
forward.
anymore.
All those other stars came forward too.
Right.
Even from like
so-
back on the days on the set of Buffy, like where he was like apparently like they say he couldn't work with certain actors and actresses, like that he wasn't able to be alone with them and shit. So that just sounds like fucking disgusting on the side of like, first off that it was handled so, loosely, and two, just the fact that it even had to be done and that this has been something that's been going on and people knew about it.
Yeah, and it went like decades without anybody like any action being taken. Maybe Ray
Because
Fisher
it's
like
fucking Joss
started all
Whedon.
that. Right. He's some Hollywood golden boy, and now it's all falling apart. Maybe Ray helped move that, like usher that into existence. Wouldn't that be
Maybe.
nice? And maybe, I mean, not that the Warner Brother execs do anything right, but maybe they could like walk back their condemnation.
Yeah, right.
Maybe they can be like,
I feel like
maybe
there
they should
has
have
to
a
be a
big-ass
middle
apology.
ground. There has to be a middle ground for these guys. And this could be just me being optimistic, but like there has to be a middle ground for these guys to come together and work this out. And this is somebody who is not like the craziest DC like fan guy. I'm just like, bro, yeah, this makes so much more sense as a movie overall. Like it's such a major puzzle piece to like this Zack Snyder verse that we saw kind of like shades of, right? And like ever since I've been waiting for this movie to come out, I just been thinking about and like watching like all these analysis videos of like Man of Steel. And damn, like that movie is even sick. So like now that we have this movie, and I feel like every movie that like Zack Snyder has like had some decent say in, you know what I'm saying? Like it has a greater vision overall. And it too bad it only kind of comes from like the director's cuts, like in Batman versus Superman. Like I feel like the director's cut was better, and in this instance of the Justice League, the Snyder cut was better, right? So I just feel like, man, it's obvious that he had a plan going into this, and like this, it kind of feels wasted now because now he's not gonna do anymore, and they're essentially just resetting all of this. And you got like you have so much from this movie alone. I'm like, damn, they could do like 20 different things now.
But that's the problem. I think it's like a really bad front office problem, and I think it just bleeds through to everything that they put out, including the Suicide Squads and the Wonder Womans. Like there's definitely a problem in the office that leads to these bad decisions, whereas Marvel doesn't have that problem. They have a tighter ship, but there's some internal shit that's not gonna rectify itself, and they're not gonna retcon, and they're not gonna go back on it. They're very it seems like they're very stubborn on whatever money hungry vision they have, because that's what I think it is. I don't think it's about fan service, right? Because like there was so much fan service in this Snyder cut, but there's no fan service normally.
And that's one of the things that like we knew that was gonna come from a Zack Snyder kind of thing, right? Like if you've seen like his other stuff, like how he did Watchmen, you know he's gonna put a lot of love into these things. And I feel like this was like arguably some of the biggest things he's done, if you ask me. Like even like just looking at this, comparing it to like Man of Steel, like, and then just the fact that he continually raises the bar, but he's telling such a good story in just this movie by itself. And if you just look at how Man of Steel kind of like was the starting point for this, even like my friend Papa Trunks, my homie Papa Trunks in the chat, he says it's got him more interested in the DCEU stuff from Snyder. Oh yeah, most definitely. And it's because it has so much more coherency. Like I feel like it's coming from a collected mind, that one person. So it just sucks now that I'm not gonna get anything else from this, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude,
it's
it was
wild.
actually good.
That's the disappointing part, because it is actually a solid cinematic journey. That's what it felt like.
Bro, he said Justice League was a 3-part movie, bro. Like, it's he said like a Justice League 2 and then a Justice League 3. Like, he's already had this plan.
Well,
and now that's not coming true now? That sucks.
Yeah, that's the problem is because like Aquaman made a shitload of money, like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so that's all the execs are seeing. They see money, so they think they made all the right decisions.
Yep. There's no
And
punishment.
And the fans have actually been toxic, and they continue to be toxic because some people are tanking the King Kong versus Godzilla scores.
Oh God.
Because of the Snyderverse.
That's so dumb.
Wow, I didn't even know that. That's so stupid.
That's
yeah.
so stupid.
So like, there's some idiots out there ruining it for all of us.
The thing is, if they just didn't say anything, then this would give the universe hope, right? Like if they didn't the next day say this isn't meta, like we were like, oh cool, like we'd be saying a whole different like, oh shit, it's gonna be lit. You know what I mean? Like they have so much they can work with, but not actually
probably
literally
be praising them right
exactly.
now.
But they made a point to say this is not canon, and that's fucked up.
Why would they do that? Why would you shoot yourself in the dick like that? Just, hey guys, you enjoyed that, right?
It's some arrogance, right? It's some arrogance saying like, well, we didn't, this ain't us. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they like bruised ego because people like it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's
I think that's a mistake. I think they really should revisit that. And it's like, I guess they might have already got plans in motion, And they might have already plans in motion.
That was their excuse.
Right?
Yeah, that's their excuse.
And people were like, there are so many hints in this movie, right? Like they hint to so many different characters. Even like at the beginning, right? Like you see, well, it's not at the beginning, but you see the war with Darkseid versus the like old defenders of the earth, right? And they had like Ares and shit like that. They had Green Lanterns in there. They had the Wonder Woman main boss Ares in their likeness as well. Like they had so much stuff that they put into so many different scenes that could have spilled off into like 50 different aspects, right? Like I felt like it really I felt like this whole DCEU definitely could have like spanned over to like Shazam, right? Like it's so easy to kind of point all these in the same, and now you seriously painted yourself into a corner where you can't use some of this shit that's probably going. I don't see it getting bigger than this. Like I don't see stuff coming down the line from the DCEU that's going to be bigger than what we just saw in Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't see it. And like, that's sad. Because what can you do after that? You're going to go on with Justice League 2 with a whole new team and a brand new Superman and like hope that like knock that out of the park? That sounds bad, man. That don't sound like the right thing to do.
It sounds like it's FUBAR, you know what I mean? Like there's literally no way, unless they do what they would be for their track record would be unprecedented, is they like double down on this vision, which we don't think they're gonna do. That'd be the only way to fix this. Is literally give it to Snyder. That's the only way that I can see them fixing this.
Tough says it could be because they expected huge backlash after the release. They expected people to shit on it and bad retweet scores and all of that. So they tried covering their bases. Man, I don't know. Like, well, I don't know. I can't speak on any of that. It just sucks because I really enjoyed this movie. Like I legitimately enjoyed this movie where I was like, I was super interested in what could happen after it. The entire beginning of Bruce Wayne going to find out, and talk to and try to find like Aquaman and how he talked to him, and it just seemed like a completely different movie. Like it's so much more complete, man.
Yep. There's so many things that I felt like I had answered this time. Like even bringing back Superman now was more answered than before.
Bro, it made sense.
Just
like the explanation. I felt like I could have brought this motherfucker back to life. They're like, yo, give me a mother box. I got this shit. We need him?
Right. Because they explained in detail the mother box, like, atomizes things, but then also reatomizes them. And then you see the Justice League, like, light bulb moment where they go, you know, that kind of funny scene where like everybody's thinking,
Yeah,
nobody's saying
and
it.
Flash was like, everybody's thinking it, but I'm not gonna say it. And then he makes the hologram of like Superman.
Yeah.
And then just the fact that like the way that they're telling the story of these characters, right? Like the way when Flash was like, yo man, this thing happens when I run and it kind of mess with time, but I tell myself not, like the way that he explained it to them, right?
Yeah.
Like it makes so much sense how no one else would notice it. Like it's so cool. First off, I have to say this, man. I gotta get on Zack Snyder's. I gotta let Zack Snyder know the way that he's made like 3 different types of like super speed, right? The first time we saw it was in Man of Steel. And like then we saw it in Wonder Woman, and like now we see it with Flash in this one, and we see like how the 3 different speeds kind of interact. And to me, like that was one of the most graphically cool things I have ever seen. Cause Flash looks stupid as hell while you're running, but like the effect that they've put behind it makes it beautiful. That whole scene when he was outrunning time, bro, I was like, oh my god,
yeah, absolutely incredible. I think the way this version does it, especially when you first see him like push his finger through the glass, goosebumps, dude.
Bro.
But then, like, he's sort of like tiptoeing through space and time.
Yeah.
When he's running to catch the girl, he's basically tiptoeing and skipping off time with like sparks and tearing up the concrete and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, when he starts doing the Speed Force stuff, he's like, the way his arm like comes up and then like does this like kind of dance move. It's like he's like gliding through space and time.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm running fast or whatever. It looks like he's ice skating.
Yeah.
I saw a very interesting thing today that I didn't think about. It was a video of a track runner, a dude who did like a 4.2 40-yard dash, and the way he was running was very reminiscent of how track runners run. They don't run stiff. You can't run stiff.
Yeah.
Right? So if thinking like he's running super duper fast, he's not going to run stiff. He's going to run loose like that, like most track runners do.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty actually accurate.
Pretty neat.
The fact that he's not like, and everyone has a problem with him running, but because it's so loose, but it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. Like because he's definitely just skating on time, right? And if you think about it, he would have to do something like that so he wouldn't go too far. And like that whole scene where he was like, and it makes so sense when he goes and he saves Iris, and like you say, he touches the window, but like to him, he's going so fast that it's basically just liquid to him, so he can just tap it.
Right,
bro. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah. The only thing I would have wanted is in the comic books they call it red shifting. He goes through fast. He goes through time so quickly he starts to see color in times like in a spectrum, right? Because different colors are different speeds, right? That's why it's called ultraviolet. That's why it's called infrared, right? So Flash runs so fast, there's red in front of him and blue behind him. He's running between the color spectrums.
Oh my god!
They call it red shifting. And that would have been nice to see, but that's some dork shit. But
right, no, that's the kind of shit I want to see. That's the shit I want to see.
Yeah.
No,
hey, still badass.
Yeah.
There was a lot of dope
finale,
scenes.
man. Like the movie was great, dude. But that finale where he was just running in a circle and the rest of the Justice League was taking the tower with the gun turrets and stuff, dude. It felt like prime comic book action.
Yeah, bro, Batman was up there going to fucking work, bro. I was like, oh, my man's been out there fighting for like an hour. What the fuck?
To war.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at these characters and I see them in this form, this is what I wanted. Like these, like Henry Cavill's my Superman, Ben Affleck's my Batman, Ezra Miller is my Flash, Jason Momoa could be whatever because he's Jason Momoa. Like. And I just need to see this keep going. Like, that's what the part that upsets me.
Yeah.
Oh, and the part at the end. Spoiler alert. But they
end. Where the portal. We're talking about it. We gotta talk about it. Go ahead.
And the head, so good.
Go ahead. Say that again. My bad. I ain't even hear you say it again.
The end part with the portal and the head. Like I'm trying not to like
and
give too much. Yeah, and the sword. So incredibly good.
Kim was saying do that the whole movie. She's like,
give me that level.
Do that. Well, I'm just gonna say it. If you're watching this, spoilers, whatever, right?
No, don't say it. Don't say it.
No. This is the Media Monday. We've had our talk. I literally put it off a few times. they have to know by now. So it's fine. We could talk about it in full disclosure.
Kim was just saying, cut his head off for 4 hours.
I'll say this though. Someone said Steppenwolf was a weak villain though. I think he was better in this because they gave him so much more motivation.
So much better.
He makes sense.
Like, he owes 50,000 planets. Like, his debt is high, and like he looks stressed out to do this. Like, he has to like prove himself. I felt his motivations were so much stronger than this one. Yep. And he did some really cool shit. That little flex with the arrows,
bro. When when he was cutting them, he tackled like 10 horses, bro. He cut one in half, tackled two. Dude, it was crazy, man.
He grabbed 3 of them by the reins and beat people with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit was kind of hard. Like,
that shit was sick. Oh, and for Darkseid.
If you think he was a weak villain, you weren't paying attention. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He was ridiculous. He was so much better than this one. He was weak to begin with.
Yeah.
But he has motivation now. Those little beady little eyes. He looks like he's like struggling to prove himself to the master. You know, like he felt stronger and like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
more vulnerable almost.
Vulnerable and like
You notice like vulnerable. When he was like talking to like Darkseid, the armor on his head like retracted back, right?
Yep.
He just exposed his whole head. I was like, oh, he went full bitch mode when he saw him. Like, he was like, just the whole top of his head is just exposed out there. I was like, so he must really be trying to like impress Darkseid, which makes sense, right?
Yeah, dude, it's beyond time and space, so yeah.
No, but this movie, even Aquaman's story makes more sense because this movie comes out before, or supposed to happen before Aquaman. Now, I don't remember when it originally like dropped, but the fact that, you know, he didn't care about anything, and the reason for him not going back to the kingdom was because he was mad at his mother, right? Now you find that out in, you know, the movie Aquaman, right? But to set it up here saves so much more time. You told so much more parts of the story, and I can't remember clearly if it was explained so, you know, blatantly in the original cut, but it just seems like it's so much more fleshed out. Even like the war between the Amazonians and the Atlanteans, like the fact that they talk about it, like it's so much more history that seems built just with small lines, small pieces of dialogue that tell a better story. It's so crazy to me that there's no more of this. That's it.
Yeah.
What are our chances, huh? What are we betting on here, right? Is this story done?
Yeah.
Is DC gonna do the right thing?
Well, they literally made it a point to put out a fucking press release that's saying this is not fucking canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Has all right. So, are there any other examples in time where companies have, or maybe even movie studios have gone like, "Oh, sorry, that was the wrong move." I mean,
the only instance
this movie is a good example of them backtracking a decision.
The most I've ever seen was when they greenlit Deadpool. Like, there was enough like fan energy where they're like, all right, cool, we'll do this thing. But I just don't see DC doing it at this point, especially if they made that release the next day saying this is not canon, especially.
So fast.
Yeah.
Did it so fast. So rude.
Hella rude, dude. This disrespectful.
Well, really, I mean, somebody said, Tough says that Zack Snyder could always come back and change their minds. And I think it's not only one-sided, though, because Zack Snyder said he didn't want to do anymore, right? So that would have to be a thing that both of them would want to come like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it, right? They would have to do that.
Yeah.
But
he dedicated this remaster to his daughter.
Right?
Dude's gone through some shit. Not to mention, he's probably been reading the comments for 3 years, assholes.
Right? Yeah, that's definitely true.
That dude's been getting shit on for years.
Yeah.
So you might not want to jump back in the ring. You might just be like, all right, fuck y'all. You got what you got. Peace. I'm out.
Right.
Yeah. You know, fandom is toxic, bro.
Fandom is definitely toxic. It's crazy to me that it's gotten so bad to where there's people. It's the whole harassing thing. I'm like, bro, y'all for real straight harassing like actual people, huh?
Yeah,
Couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me. Hobby.
It's the internet, man.
Go make a book. Go make some music. Go read something.
Right.
Get off the internet. Jeez.
It's definitely not that serious. But no, like you could very well be right. Like you could very well be right. He could say, fuck all of this, I'm done, right? And move on to like greener pastures. But that's why I feel like looking at the story that he's told, like the Flashpoint story is something that can be an instance of this all being eclipsed, right? Like that's going to be the big selling point, because either they're going to use Flashpoint to transition into this Robert Pattinson world, right? And now we already know that Ben Affleck is coming back for the Flash movie. And if Michael Keaton is supposed to be in there, then I feel like that's the only way they can transition. Or else they're just going to let this run off into infinity, into nothing. There's no way they don't make any connection. There's no way they let that rock. I'm saying it this many times because I'm trying to make myself believe it.
I actually heard that Michael Keaton was still debating if he's going to do it or not.
Yeah, he said he got like the script. Like I literally just read a report where he was like, yeah, I got the script, but he's more concerned about how COVID is, like, and if it's, safe.
Yeah, he's not a spring chicken, right? He's not young. He can't be out here goofing off.
Yo, Captain Charisma says, at work, we have an entire channel on our work Slack specifically for tweets directed at HBO Max. And some of that shit I read, it's fucking wild. So, Captain Charisma, yeah, I don't know if I want to say, I don't want to blow you up and say where you work, but yeah, that's...
We can let them say it. How about that?
Yeah, I'll let you say it if you really want to say it. But no, that's wild. I just feel like, these... Man, they could have went so many different places. I mean, even, putting Martian Manhunter in the film.
So, dude, I actually definitely yelled out when that reveal.
Absolutely yelled.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that was incredible. Didn't see that coming.
No, not at all, dude. That one really got me, like, blindsided me.
Yep.
Yeah, that was really cool, though. I was like, man, like...
He was like, what? I'm like, I'll show you later.
And also, how did Martian Manhunter know, right? Like, he was like, Lois is important too, right? Like, he knew. Well, and then he just dipped, right? He's like, I'll be around, but just know that I fucking know. And then he flew away. And I'm like, what? What did he know? And like, I really want to know, like, how this spans out, because they still have that nightmare world scenario where Deathstroke joins them and Mirror's on their side, and we got like Flash with the fucking transforming race car armor on.
That was so freaking cool. God, that's like power armor Flash was so cool.
Right?
Okay, the few things tripped me up. Martian Manhunter blew me up, of course, and when Batman started talking about Flash visiting him from Batman vs Superman,
yeah,
talking about the time travel shit, connecting it all together, that sort of fucking blew me up a little bit too. That was incredible.
So,
but the
Captain
fact
Charisma,
that like he was trying to warn him, and he's like, "Am I too soon? Right? Am I too early?" Talking about Lois is the key, and then Martian Manhunter and goes and puts Lois in motion, right? So like Martian Manhunter knew that some Superman shit was about to go down, and Lois was the key, and yeah, it's crazy. It's all connected.
And Wonder Woman even said it though. Like they was like, "Yeah, Lois is the key to Superman."
Right.
So they gave this version of the Flash so much more character. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and he was much stronger in this one too. Like I feel like he was in the Whedon, which I had a complaint about Whedon in the first Avengers, how he changes characters. And this is obviously this was the first time seeing Flash, but he seemed so much weaker in the first one that I didn't like him. Like he's so much like cowardice almost. That I didn't like him.
Yeah, like I don't think he had like he didn't have like an action scene, bro. Like.
Yeah. He definitely held his own, and like wasn't afraid to fight. Like that was the Whedon thing. He didn't want to fight. He didn't know how to fight.
Yeah, he just runs.
Yeah,
so, like that does make sense to the Flash that we all know, right? So where did he get that from?
Nobody asked for that.
Yeah, but yeah, he was so much stronger in this one. I thought it was much better portrayal of Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, some people were complaining that like Wonder Woman, we didn't get enough Wonder Woman. It's like, well, she's got 2 movies, so.
Yeah. And she
we
still was going off in this movie.
Yeah, her first scene where she's defusing the bomb, that shit was incredible.
Bro, that shit was sick.
That's how I knew we were onto something. That scene was insane.
Can we talk about the music? Why did like the soundtrack literally go into itself? Like like every song, I felt like every theme, like when they transition from like Batman to Wonder Woman, and then they started putting the Superman theme in there, and then they had like when the scenes clicked, but they were still working as a team. Those transitions were fucking amazing. Like I was like, oh my god. Then the Wonder Woman theme, you hear fucking Lucy Lawless singing in the background, and I'm like, bro, this shit is good. It's really good. What's up with Ascension 12, man? Thanks for staying true to the crew, man.
Could you guys see yourself watching it again?
I'd watch it again. I'm probably gonna watch it again anyway.
I can't stop thinking about it for whatever reason.
It's too good,
really
man.
Really left an impression. I don't know if I'm gonna watch like all of it right away, but I could definitely watch like a chapter.
Yeah. I'm on the fence. I don't know if I can dedicate 4 more hours to it.
Yeah, that's a chunk. But like I do that with Lord of the Rings like once every year or two.
That is true.
So,
that is true.
Yeah.
But see, you.
Yeah.
No. Go ahead. My bad.
I was just gonna say I had a couple people from the Nerdy Bits crew at my house a couple weeks ago, and they hadn't seen it yet, so I just showed them like the first chapter or whatever with the Wonder Woman stuff. So I don't know. It feels like It feels like, what is it, 6 chapters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
For
it feels.
6, yeah.
It feels organic that way. It feels organic, broken up into 6 chapters. So I could see watching. Like you're not gonna watch all of Mandalorian. You're gonna pull up like a good episode, you know.
Yeah.
So I
guess.
Yeah.
I could see myself going back and watching this again just to be like, damn, like if it really gets like to the point where there is nothing like this coming out, because once again I really think it's gonna be hard to kind of map something out like this again. I feel like we're gonna be waiting a while before we get a big epic like this for DC characters again, right?
That Black Adam cast is pretty good.
Yo, man, that Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was like, man, I'm gonna see this movie because Black Adam rock, right? And then I'm like, damn, they got Hawkman in there? I'm like, all right. I'm like, Dr. Fate.
There's some concept art. I don't know if it's concept art or production stills, but there's some art coming out of the studio that makes that movie look like they kind of know what they're doing. So
we'll see, man.
We'll see.
You know, I'm the DC pessimist. We'll see.
So
you know, they still got to prove it to me.
Yep.
From the Show Me State, man.
You know it.
So I say last thing before we move on to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Last thing before we move on. Final grade, 1 through 10. 0.5 is the middle. You know what I'm saying? What would you give Justice League Snyder Cut?
Go ahead, Ben.
Thanks.
That's that bug right off.
I'm without sentient 12, a 5 out of 10. I don't know. Movies that make me think for like 2 weeks about it, and I can't think about anything else, at least deserve a 9.
Damn, a 9?
Yeah, I liked it a lot, but I also didn't hate the original.
Okay, all right, okay.
I didn't hate it. Right?
I'm glad you movies.
That. I've seen movies that are pure garbage. I've seen movies I wanted to turn off. That was not one of them, right? So I didn't hate the original, and this is just a lot better. And this might be blasphemy, and I'm sorry.
No, speak your piece.
I'm at SketchSawyer on Twitter, so come at me. But I think some of these scenes are as good as some MCU action.
Oh,
like action for action, like combat for combat, choreography. Like,
bro, Batman was out there doing numbers, catching bodies. Right. Somebody do the number. Give me a video, the count of how many, man. I want to see what the KDA ratio is, bro.
Like, we all know that when Batman stormed the warehouse in Batman vs Superman, that's probably one of the best Batman scenes we've ever gotten.
I don't think, bro. I want somebody to show me a better. I need that. Exactly. That's the bar.
Right. So, this had some good ass action, and there's like, I already said it, but I'll say it again. When Flash like tapped the glass and skidded. Oh my God! Hold on. The dude turned out of his shoes.
Yeah. He turned and his shoes just deteriorated.
Come on. I'm a comic book artist. That shit was incredible to me.
Man,
that shit's incredible to me. I don't even care, like, you know, I love analyzing movies. I watch a lot of movie analyzation YouTubes and shit like that. I love picking movies apart. I'm hyper analytical, hyper critical. Tech knows this. But, like, that's all it takes for me to geek out. As a comic book fan and a comic book artist, a dude turning out of his shoes. And that finale, this movie got me, man. This movie got me.
Just Gnarly says, I feel like the MCU movies in general look pretty flat. Snyder's definitely got a distinct look and feel to his movies that MCU's movies just don't. That's facts. That's 100% true.
Whoa. Guardians of the Galaxy, Ragnarok. What are we talking about?
No, listen. No. Wait a minute. I'm not saying that. I'm saying.
Let me hit you all to something.
If you look at the pictures that you can look at the stills of Snyder's shots in the most recent cut, and they definitely the Flash scene looked like art, dude. Like I don't know.
Let me hit you all to something real quick.
I don't know. Go on.
I don't want to delay like Tech's answer, but maybe I'm giving him time. But in the concept art world, there is a term called it's in the art world. It's called local colors, right? Grass is green, rocks are red, or rocks are brown. The Flash is red. Local colors. Things are what they are, right? In the concept art world, you try to avoid that as much as possible. You make it overcast so that everything is blue. You make it nighttime so everything's, sort of a steely gray. You make things sunset so everything's orange and purple. So if you look at these screenshots you've got on scroll, local colors never happen. There's one scene with Steppenwolf on the island of the Amazons, and that's local colors with a slight switch on it. But I think, who said this up top about things looking flat? It's sort of right. Like Endgame and Infinity War was very apocalyptic and very orange and very drab, right? But a lot of Marvel movies, not all, I'm not going to speak in generalities, but he's right to a degree. There is a lot of just local color. Things are what they are. Grass is green, like the sky is blue, and it's just like it's telling a story. It's very comic booky. Comic books are very local color. But he's right. Snyder's very stylized, very thematic. Yeah. It looks like concept art. It looks very washed out sometimes. It looks very monochromatic. And that's a very artistic thing. And I could see why people wouldn't like it. But if you want something to look like art,
he has a gray.
You get rid of those local colors.
He's doing a gray version of this movie. There's a gray version. There's
already
black
out.
and white. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like,
how dumb is that? Can we talk about how dumb that is?
I mean,
it's not for me. It's interesting, but it's not for me.
I was gonna say the same thing, man.
I don't know. Good question. Who cares?
For that?
So, go ahead, Tech. What's the score?
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
7.5.
7.5.
Count it. 7.5. TechSupreme, Justice League Snyder Cut. But what did you give the original, just for comparison base?
Wait, is that a C+? That's
a C+.
That's a C+.
I think I tried to like the original. Like, when it first came out, I tried to be excited about it, but I recognized the problems of the original, and I probably would have rated higher then because I was just excited to see Superman and Batman. I'm a lifelong Batman fanatic, right? Like my first movie was Batman in 1989 with Michael Keaton. So I love Batman. Period. So I probably would have given it a
monochromatic movie, by the way.
Yeah. I would have. I think hindsight, it's a 5. just a 5. It has
about the first one, right?
To be anything more than that.
That's the original, you said?
The original.
The original's a 5. So
that's still a big ass jump, though.
Yeah,
it's a big jump.
It's an improvement for sure, dude. This is a 100% improvement on this movie.
100%.
Now, last week, you said people need to see it.
Yeah, you did.
I still think they do. This is what the DCEU could be. They could have
did some damage with it if they would have ran with this.
Could have been the start of a nasty universe, bro.
They would have been on one with this one. If they would have kept this cigar burning, bro, everybody would have been in that bitch high. I'm gonna tell you right now, because the way that this sets up so many different storylines. I don't even see how they in good faith just close this out and just walk away from this. But with that being said, so if I had to give it a score, right, and I saw the original, and the original was definitely a 4.5 to me. That shit was bad. But this movie definitely restores it a whole lot. And I'm really struggling between giving it an 8 and a 7.5. Whatever's in between there is probably where I'm at, because I really enjoyed this movie. I'm definitely going to watch this movie again. I learned so much more about these characters, and I am kind of a Snyder guy. I like the way he tells stories, but I felt like even for him, this was an evolution of what he does. The fact that they kind of let him off the reins and gave him like the whole chapter breakdown to tell his story with shots. That Flash scene, like that's gonna be one of my scenes now, bro. Him being like, you said you never break the rule, you gotta break the rule, you gotta do it now. Like that right there. And I don't even fucking like the Flash. I kind of halfway am still on Ezra Miller, but that scene right there got him a lot of ground with me. When he was like, I gotta break the rules, you gotta do it now, Barry. Make your own future. It's all happening right. And I was like, God damn, he is spitting right now. And I was feeling that shit. And then just the Cyborg scene to it. Like, I was really, really excited. Like, I got excited thinking about what the movie would have been like with Ezra Miller, Flash, and what's the gentleman's name to play Cyborg?
Ray Fisher.
Ray Fisher. I got really excited about that, and I'm like, damn, that's not happening now.
Yeah.
Because, you know.
My last thing I want to say is this, and I think this is to attest like the way companies run their movie productions. When you make a music album, your first album, no matter what's going to be your best album because you had your whole life to make it. And I feel like this movie is better because he didn't have the pressure. Like he had a lot of time to work on it. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a rushed thing. They made the date and they pushed it back, I believe. But like it wasn't like you have this 1 year deadline. You know, like I feel like he had more time, and this is what you get when you have more time. You can flush things out, and you can make things better, and you can add the things, you know, that will make it get that extra spice, that extra seasoning on it. You know,
but
like little things like Martian Manhunter is like absolutely incredible. The scene with the car is incredible. Even the story of the lady that Cyborg watches her whole life, that was incredible. That was absolutely incredible.
The fact that they made think about this, and once again, this is Zack Snyder. The visual representation of what Cyborg had control over that was, you know, detailed in description by his father. He was just like, no firewall can stop you. He's like, everything that controls these people's lives is nothing more than a small obstacle to you. I was like, damn. Like, and it's like in a different way that like he is like important to the team. And just the way that they decided to tell the story of how like he became Cyborg, right? How he, you know, kind of inherited it. I ain't gonna say inherited it, but like he kind of understood like what he could do, right? Like by guidance of both like Diana and his father. Like there's so many multiple instances where all these characters are like rubbing off on each other. Like when Bruce was like, yeah, man, it wanted to fly. He's like, yeah, you were meant to fly. Stuff like that, right? Like small stuff. Even like Captain Charisma was talking about the black outfit, the black suit that he has. That Superman has, and he was talking about Zack Snyder was saying like, yeah, that's the suit that's, you know, for healing, right? And just all those small instances where like you can really see the attention to love that was put into it. So I would tell everybody to watch this shit. This shit's mad good.
I like it a lot, man. Very good.
Yeah,
okay,
solid, man.
Okay, so Ben, I know this definitely went a lot longer than we thought. Do you still got time to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I have to talk about Falcon.
Okay.
It's an amazing episode.
All right. Okay. I
got emotional during it. How about that?
How could you not?
How about that?
God.
You said you did what?
It got emotional.
Yo, it was kind of heavy, bro.
It was very heavy.
Like, and what did it start? So it started off this time. It started off with Walker coming out and like showing the world that, you know, he's the new Captain America, right? And he was all nervous and shit, and he was on Good Morning America, and you get to meet that fake ass Bucky, you know. Man, that really, like, I don't like actually hate him, but like I hate him, you know? Like I just like, bruh, you gonna do that, you know? I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. I was always one of those people to be like, man, people legit, his name was fucking Battlestar, fucking whack ass. Anyways, you know how people, they always be like, yeah, man, I can't believe you would do that, talking to the actor about their character. And I'm like, bro, he don't give a fuck. He's just the character. And I'm like, damn, I would actually say this to these motherfuckers now. Like, I would be the people trying to talk to them about these fictional ass characters on the show that they're playing. I was like, well played, universe. Well played. But, no.
I don't hate the new guy.
I don't.
What?
This episode.
Yeah.
This episode.
I know I'm supposed to. But he's literally a soldier given an impossible task, and he said, "I'm not trying to be Steve. I'm literally just trying to do the best I can."
Right.
I don't know, man.
No,
I think he's gonna. So from what I mean, here we go into fan theories, right? Dude's gonna get a lot of power. He's gonna make some bad decisions. He's obviously been in some black ops shit in the middle of Afghanistan, right? Probably made some bad decisions in his life. Probably lost some friends, right? He's gonna get, with great power comes great responsibility, all that stuff, right? So it's probably gonna go to his head. He's already shot somebody, like hold the fuck up, right?
Like full blown shot somebody in this episode,
right. So, but like, I know I'm supposed to hate him, and I know it's gonna get easier to hate him, but I just maybe he's just so well acted, but he literally looks like a guy who didn't want it, but was given it, and now he's just, what are you gonna say, no? So, I don't know.
I don't like him because Sam don't like him. How about that, bro?
Right.
The first scene, I kind of liked him, right? He has a black girlfriend. I kind of like that. His homie's black. He's going out to a HBCU. I kind of like dude, right? But that line in the back of that truck.
What? Which one?
He's like, it'd be cool if I had Cap's wingman by my side.
Yeah, dude. Like, nah, man, I'm good, bro. And then
that didn't rub me wrong. I don't know why.
Because it demoralizes. It demoralizes
the fact that Cap chose him to be the new Captain America, and the only reason that this fucking Walker fraud is even in the line is because fucking Sam gave up the shield. Yeah. Like, he's not even supposed to be there.
Well, okay. I think there's more forces at work. He's not Captain America because Sam gave up the shield. He's Captain America because somebody's going to be using him for something else. Like, there's a story behind this guy and who he becomes. Obviously, if you're into comic books, like, we know that the power broker is going to give this guy some superhero soldier serum. Things go weird, right? So I think there's some larger things at work. Like, Sam didn't make this happen.
But see, here's the thing: is the juxtaposition between Walker being Captain America because he's controllable, he's the image, and then the reason why Sam doesn't want to be Captain America, which this episode is heavily about. Yep. That makes me think that Walker's character is very much benefiting off of the work of black people and using his white privilege to advance, while the person who has been in the trenches, sacrificing everything, he's the one who's getting punished, like Isaiah.
No.
How many people knew about? True. I don't want to jump around, but how many people knew about Isaiah before this episode?
Chat, let me know, man. You guys let me know at home. How many of you guys knew about Isaiah before this episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier? And that means without me actually bringing it up beforehand, because I'm pretty sure I did that.
Literally no cap. I had no idea.
Oh, word?
I had no idea.
Nope.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, you did mention it last episode, though. So when it happened in the episode, I'm like, that's what Steve was talking about. So that's dope as fuck.
Yeah.
So props to you.
No,
you
bro.
Credit.
No. Like I said, you already know. Like, it's some stuff back there, and I kind of like have to clarify. Like, I keep saying like he was the first like Captain America, but he was the first modern like kind of World War II Captain America before he came back, right? And they tested on him. So the fact that they're actually working this in and telling one of like the most Captain America stories of Captain America is like one of the coolest things that I would never thought I would see on a Disney Plus show. It's brave.
Did my research.
It's fucking
absolutely amazing that they put that in this episode.
It's so brave.
First of all, kudos to Marvel for doing that then in the actual comic book world and during that time period to like give light to the syphilis experiments, like in that form.
Yeah.
And then to talk about it today and that scene right afterwards, which was so super powerful and got me emotional and like made me and clicked in my head why he doesn't want to be Cap.
Yo, hold on. Side note, Otori says he's just saying all the right things when he really is a piece of shit. Otori's been going over. He's like, he thinks that guy is super underhanded, John Walker. He thinks John Walker is not anything like he perceives to be.
That's fine. I'll accept that. I'll accept that I'm being lied to. Like I said, I'm super susceptible. I don't see shit coming. When a movie
I like
twists,
how you just jumping out in front of it. You can blindside me. Like, boom, sucker punch. M. Night Shyamalan all day. I'd never see it coming.
Never, ever. I'm so naive.
How would you feel if they actually did make him like the next Captain America, like in the MCU? Like,
I'm
we
fine
know
with
that?
I would
You
be
be okay
so
with it?
tight, bro.
Yeah, because like I said, I kind of like him so far.
So
He
wait,
did-
just to touch on the episode a little bit, right?
I'm a hell of
So
a mark.
their entire point was, the entire beginning of this episode was to make you get comfortable with this guy. They tell you where he comes from. They show you him throwing the shield. They talk about his body being studied at MIT. Like, they're really driving it home. He gets kissed by his girlfriend who used to come and visit him in the locker room before every game. And the reason that they won was because she was there. And you got your man Hoskins right there, just reminding you of you running missions back in the day. Like, they're really trying to give you, they're selling you this all-America Joe guy. I feel like they're selling it to us too, right? Obviously, because they came out with the band, and it was like a remix of like the song from like the first Captain America, I think. Like the whole song and dance. Up until like the point he gets up and he has to fight some of the Flag Smashers. Now, I can't tell, but I can't say, but I would think he would have the Super Soldier Serum already. But they're not saying it, but they're also kind of alluding to there are other super soldiers out there, right? And we know that this now, Sam knows this because they introduce Isaiah and they tell you about how, historically, this one specific Captain America, this person was so severely disenfranchised that like they wrote it off on history. And the way that they're expanding to tell double sides of these stories, like you're still getting, Sam's take on it and how he's, being like, man, how did nobody not tell me about this? He's like, did Steve know about this? He's like, no, Steve didn't know. I didn't tell him. Like, and it just seems so organic that the things that they're talking about, like, it seems like it's just flowing so well when it comes to the dialogue. Even when they go and see the therapist, right? They go and see the therapist and like, they agree to go separate ways, like after all the missions said and done, right? And hopefully that's not the case, right? Is that going to be the case? Probably not, because, the world gets in trouble a lot. But, like, I feel like one of the main problems is, like, they definitely have some issues that they're not dealing with. And I'm glad that they kind of touched on it in that session where Bucky, like, kind of, like, broke down. He was like, yeah, man, you gave the shield away.
That was so good.
Bro, that was so fucking hard.
It hit me too, bro.
I was like, I felt that shit.
If Cap's wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Oh, that was so good.
And
that was
bro,
so
when
good.
Sebastian Stan hit the stutter on, he was like, he was wrong. You were wrong on me. I was like, oh, your voice cracking. Oh, okay.
His voice broke. Yep.
So did you peep, like, when he said when he's leaving, he turned to the doctor and he was like, what was rule number 2 again? Not to hurt anybody. I think he meant he was hurt.
Yep.
And that was very deep.
Yeah. Damn, I didn't even think about that. Like, he was
Yeah,
talking
that's my
about
first impression
himself.
when he said it.
This show is so well fucking written.
Yeah.
Why is it so good?
Oh, and another thing I love, about this, and this is one of the first things besides bad fight choreography and camera movement and fight scenes, the two biggest things I noticed are that and how long a scene hangs. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
When a show or a movie will just stay in the scene for a while and let them act. Let a scene play out. Let them argue for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Let the actors memorize some lines. But like so much daytime TV or whatever, primetime television is like, here's a scene, here's 3 lines. They don't even say like goodbye on the phone. They just hang up and then the scene changes or whatever. But like so much of this show is the scene. They just let the scene hang.
Yeah.
And they let them act and they let some exchanges go back and forth and character development. Man, it's so good.
Bro.
The scene's great. This show is great about letting scenes hang.
When John Walker was like outside, he was like, and he had just got Bucky out of like being locked up because he had missed his therapist meeting or whatever. And he says, yo, just stay the hell out of our way, right? And you see like his homie back there, the little whack ass Bucky Hoskins, like mean mugging in the background. And it's like, just to clarify, like they're 100% justified to be pissed at them right now, because if he's literally been trying to like, once again, this is not me siding with him, but I'm saying if I'm John Walker, Cap or not, if I extend my hand and be like, yo, bro, I'm trying to help, we should, work together, and they keep smacking his hand away, you can't expect this dude to just be like, I mean, it's very, un-Captain America, But that's just what people do. You can't just expect them to keep letting you shit on them all the time.
Yeah. Yo, side note, the funniest part to me was when they were driving after they all got their ass kicked, and the dude was told his name. That was a Battlestar.
He's like, stop. He said, Battlestar.
Yeah,
stop the car.
just had the name. Like, that was the final straw of this conversation.
Normal ass dude in a tech.
He was so mad, bro.
Battlestar.
He's like, stop the car.
Bro, so let's talk a little bit about this fight scene on top, right? Speaking about, like, you was talking about the dialogue and letting them act a little bit, right? And they sneak into the warehouse, and he was just like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, I'm already inside, and therefore ahead of you. And he turns around and he's right there, and he's like, what did I miss? Oh, I missed that much, huh? Didn't I? Oh, let's go. And I'm like, stuff like that.
Another one that was
right?
funny in that scene was the White Wolf comment.
My God.
He was like, what are you, White Panther? He's like, actually, White Wolf. He's like, what?
Which is like another nine, you know, like all that stuff. And this is one of the things, another thing Otori was talking about. He was really talking about how the dialogue in this show was really like real well written. And it seemed just really organic coming from like even the people we know, right? Like even the characters that we already established with, which in this instance is only like, you know, Sam and Bucky. We saw Rhodey a couple times, but like we're getting a whole new side of like, we're getting closer to the ground level of how things work in the normal world, especially with like the introduction of like Sam dealing with the stuff that he's dealing with, Bucky, you know, having to see, you know, a therapist. And like I said, man, that last line is really sticking with me. When he hit him with he was wrong about you, he was wrong about me. It's just the show, like, and one of the producers was right. This episode definitely gave you like everything. It gave you like the action scene and like the scene. And when you were talking about letting it hang, remember when they fell off when they got thrown off the top of the 18-wheeler and they like got skidded over to the side and they like were tumbling each other like old school action movie Lethal Weapon style, like get off of me.
Right.
Like
somebody needs to edit in some saxophone. That scene.
But you know what's crazy is just like this is a great way to kind of make the like Endgame was so huge and so world ending, and this is kind of like resetting it and kind of getting it back to normal back on Earth, where Earth people are a threat. And it continues the story in a forward way. Like, how do you normally top universe ending, right?
Right.
I think this is they're transitioning great to like kind of like back to normal size threats that they can handle on Earth while we wait for the next.
I like the usage.
Problem, you know.
I like the usage of, you know, the rogues gallery, right? Because we were always worried about them killing every villain in the MCU, right? Like they by proxy died. It's like, man, that was a huge explosion. That dude is definitely dead, right? But like the fact they're going back and using the villains, not only that they've, you know, already established, but are still core to like these main characters, like that lets you know that they're still playing in the same ball field and they are still tackling like these political things as well as like these real life, you know, political things as well. Just, you know, living a life in some instances without like the superhero thing, because like we said, both of these guys are dealing with real shit that it seems, and they still got to deal with, you know, John Walker, fake ass Captain America, and Bucky bitch ass, you know. So I mean, it's good though. I'm very much invested in what happens next. Like the episodes are, but I also feel like the episodes are like perfect length though. Like, and I know somebody are not gonna agree with me, but like they every time like the build up payout, like the understanding of what the episode is, then it's done. I love that shit. And I see y'all in the chat talking about the what he say? He say just wizards without a hat. He's like they're all
a sorcerer is just a wizard without a hat.
I hate that was in the trailer because that's such a funny like
we got
convo.
We got Deadpool. You know? We got Deadpool again.
Yeah.
I think one of the last things I want to call attention to specifically is I thought the trailer fight scene was pretty good. But you guys noticed there was like a half-second clip where after John threw the shield, Bucky caught it.
Yep, and he gave it back to him.
Yeah, he caught it with the one hand. And he caught it with his normal hand.
Which was dope.
He caught it with his normal hand.
Well, a dude fell out of a helicopter, so he's pretty strong.
Oh yeah, we know he's super strong. I kind of like the leader of the Flag Smashers.
Oh yeah,
The redhead girl.
Yeah.
Morgenthau. I forgot her name. Something Morgenthau.
Morgenthau.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I don't know where they're gonna go with them, but I think I'm gonna like them.
Yeah, they're definitely making them, like they said, they're turning them into a Robin Hood character, and they're reappropriating vaccines. That's pretty Robin Hood, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be the true villain. I think they're a red herring, and obviously they're being hunted. Yeah, they're probably being hunted by the power broker, saying, "You stole what's mine. I'm going to kill you, find you, and kill you." So.
Oh, and another thing is when U.S. Agent, I guess that's what we're calling them, when he threw the shield, he threw it at Bucky, and Bucky had to move twice. So.
Oh.
so keep that out, you know.
Okay.
Okay. Tech with the eyes. Tech with the eyes on there.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody else pointed out, Otori pointed out, yeah, Walker shooting that, just full blown shooting that dude on top of the trailer.
Just murdering somebody, yep. Well, not, because he survived, but.
So.
One thing that bothered me was the guy who kind of like killed himself so the plane can get away. I thought that was kind of stupid, dude.
That did seem like,
there's so much more you could have done to stall them.
Like, threw like the fucking thing down, and I was like, why didn't you just throw it in front of the cars? He's like, I'm just gonna walk over next to it.
The cars could have driven around and caught that plane in no time, or they could have shot the plane with the same guns they shot the dude with. Yeah, that scene was a little messy.
Yeah, I had a problem with that.
Yep.
I mean, also, shot that plane. Also, it could just play to the fact that, you know, that's just how new they are. Like, they don't know what they're doing. They're just going, right? Like,
maybe he thought he was bulletproof.
So
whoops.
We know that's not true.
This brings me to like a couple points, just so I won't forget before we get out of here. What do you guys think the play is? We got our first mention of the power broker, right?
Yeah.
And apparently they're stealing stuff, like you said before. Do you guys, Ben, you already kind of like touched on the fact that like you think that they're going to be good guys overall. Do you think this power broker guy is more of a supplies kind of guy, or do you think this is like part of the super soldier power up thing? Because in the comic books, that's kind of where it is.
I don't know. Power brokers in a lot of fiction is like this neutral agent that's just working for all sides. Though one of my gym clients is bigger dork than I am. He said that in one of the comic books, the power broker is General Ross.
Yep.
So that would be interesting.
That would be interesting
because he's in the MCU,
and it does seem like they were government. They like I'm like, bro, they just dress like government people. They look like all government official ass running out of a car about to shoot something down. I mean, the only thing was they didn't have like the tact, right? That was the only thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a red herring. I don't think they're going to be the true bad guy. Obviously, I don't know where they're going to go with Zemo. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited about Zemo. I'm very excited about Zemo. I think he's gonna definitely be a bigger part in the next few episodes. This is the halfway point, so that's kind of sad. But I think they're gonna ramp up, and we're gonna get a lot of action in the next couple episodes, obviously. But I think Zemo's gonna be a big part of it. I think Power Broker's gonna be a part of it because they've already hinted to him numerous times. I don't think Flag Smasher is gonna be the villain.
Nope.
I think Walker is gonna get that super soldier serum if he doesn't already have it.
You saw what happened to Abomination, man. He took it once and he was human for a minute, and then that dude freaked out and started offing people, man, and shooting dogs, man.
Wait, is Abomination even dead?
Abomination is going to be in the She-Hulk series.
Yeah.
Damn. Is it going to be Eli Roth again?
Yes. Eli Roth returns.
Already cast it.
Incredible. I love it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm excited about this week's episode. I wasn't doing the 2 a.m. thing, but I kind of can't not do it now. So.
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. People are gonna get real annoying with that shit.
I was gonna say that's why.
Yeah.
That's why legitimately, what I'm doing now is I just put it on a subscriber only chat, and I just stream until the episode goes live. We watch the episode. My shit be freezing sometimes because the servers are just getting attacked by people trying to watch the damn episode. But it's still ultimately a damn fun time because you get the first dibs, you get to watch it with people. And it's not like we're out here just, spoiling it. I'm literally just waiting for y'all to watch it and then we come and talk about it here.
Yeah.
Nice, man. It's a good bonding experience. This is why I don't like when the series come out as a whole anymore.
I see. That's what we were talking about.
Talking with my friends. I mean, that's old school, man. That's the way it should be.
I know you guys, Steve, about to watch it, but Invincible is amazing.
Oh yeah, you already watched it?
Yeah, I watched all of the first 3. Yeah.
Oh, it's 3 episodes out?
Yeah, they put out 3 episodes.
Shit. No, I'm gonna try to do one a week. I'm gonna try to do one a week to keep up the pace, and hopefully I don't get that itch and just watch all 3 of them.
I never read the comic book. I didn't know too much about it, so after I saw one clip, because I really wasn't trying to peep it, but I saw one clip, and I was like, I gotta watch this, and I ran and watched it, and yeah.
Where the guy hit that alien in the head and just exploded and shit went everywhere.
No, but it was part of that scene. It was a part of that scene though.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
So before I let you guys get out of here, is there anything, chat, that you would like to touch on, probably for the next 5 minutes, that y'all would like to touch on that we probably didn't touch on, that y'all just want to talk about for a second? And that goes for you guys too, Tech and Ben. If y'all got something y'all want to touch on, and we need a score.
I think we hit it all. I think I definitely got my episode 2 feelings out. You know, like of what was dope, what was being said. Oh, I didn't say one thing. I find it amazing that the reason why, in conclusion, that Sam doesn't want to be Captain America is literally because of America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think that's amazing because that's literally how it would be.
Damn. Yeah, it's crazy because I feel like he's really trying to tell him that they don't see it how he sees it, right?
Oh yeah, he like when he said that, I knew exactly what he meant, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's why Bucky wanted him to meet Isaiah.
Yeah.
What was that line? He
Damn,
says,
I didn't even think about that, Tech. Oh,
this is what you and Steve are probably never going to understand, but I did what I thought was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the cop like harassing him and like
asking Bucky if he's bothering him.
He's bothering him, dude.
Right.
That was the part that got me emotional, especially after like hearing Isaiah's story and how they treated him.
30 years,
that's
bro.
a crazy scene, and kudos to Marvel for doing that.
Yep. Bold, man. Fucking ballsy. I love it. I love it so much. You know, that thought occurred to me, right? When he gave the shield back, I'm like, this kind of makes sense, right? This is not his America, right? His story is different. And then episode 2, that's exactly the story they're telling. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody says
for the people that don't understand, they're throwing it in our face.
Yeah.
Right.
Valkyr Malizzi says, with U.S. Agent appearing now, do you think they're setting up for Secret Wars? Possibly. Secret Wars is a thing coming down the line. So it's very possible. I feel like everything now is kind of like leading up to that point, because now we know it's a series, and they already said that, you know, Skrulls are in the highest form of office all around the world at this point. So
yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied.
Good stuff.
Oh, okay. Last thing, I suppose, for me, I told y'all I was going to take 2 episodes to feel like a pilot.
yeah.
No, I'm not told you so guy, but I knew that this episode is when it was going to really start to feel real.
I mean, of course, they got to set up a story. It's exposition, you know.
Yep.
No, and on top of that, like, we got 6 episodes, but I feel like every episode has given me worthwhile content. Like, I don't feel like I'm left hanging. I just feel like, damn, I want that next episode.
Yeah. Do you guys remember when we were watching WandaVision? I would always say, like, halfway through, I'd pause it to see how much time we had left. I paused this episode, and I was so happy. Like, there was so much time left, and it felt like it was such a. They've already, like, you know, like, it felt like this could have been like the action near the end, but it wasn't. And I really like the pacing of this series. I think 6 episodes is perfect.
Yeah, I still feel like we get like we basically get movies at this point, right? We get like standalone movies that they could expand upon and tell us a little bit more about, or use it to world build and set up a whole nother 10 years worth of, you know, content and movies.
Yep. Real slow, like. Long game.
Yep. And also, someone mentioned the Black Falcon line. That's also a reason why he doesn't want to be Captain America, right? Like, he doesn't want to be Black Captain America. He just wants to be the hero that he is.
Oh, yeah. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Also, they did show the grandson when he threw that shot of the grandson when he got mad at Bucky and Sam. Also, he was talking shit to Bucky. How about he ripped off half of his arm and beat his ass?
Yeah, that was great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that little shot they show of the grandson, like, he knew, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that could be. And on top of that, he is listed if you go and look at the credits, the grandson is listed as Eli or Elijah. My bad. So
Is that a character? Is that a somebody?
yeah, that's the Patriot of the Young
Oh,
Avengers.
shit.
Yeah, so if you look at the credits, he's listed as the character that becomes Young Avenger, who is, the Patriot as part of the Young Avengers.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. I love it.
Yeah, it gets really, they got like the extended team of the Young Avengers too. They have a lot of characters that they've already kind of hinted at. So them actually having this character cast, it doesn't mean they're going to become something like big, right? Or even now, because he doesn't have powers, right? That character in the comics doesn't have powers. He was taking like a growth hormone, a mutant growth hormone. I forgot about that part. He was actually taking a mutant growth hormone, and it looks like they showed those exact things in the end credit sequence. So it could be either the super soldier serum or some kind of, growth hormone, or maybe they kind of fuse it to one, because obviously, mutants is a touchy subject, and they just make it so it's like the super soldier serum. But they also hint at like them testing on humans still, right? And that kind of points to, and this is like Theory Steve talking, I'm kind of branching right now, but that goes right back to Luke Cage, and Luke Cage still kind of ties to, Patriot as well. So there's a lot that they could go on. I'm always going to have it. No, I don't care how far we get. I'm always going to have some kind of theory of how it's going to go back. But no, there's a lot happening.
Oh, yeah.
Man, give me my Mike Coulter back.
You hear me?
Dude, please. Seriously.
Well, look.
Keep the rest.
Right.
It's like I said last week, how can you be Captain America when America doesn't love you back? Tasty Steve Isaiah basically said that when Sam walks outside and gets the same treatment. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah,
well,
like immediately.
Man, and that's a real scene right there. Like, I know a lot of people like, man, I can't believe they put... There's somebody to watch that scene, like, man, I can't believe they put that in the show. It's like, bro, y'all don't even know how real that is. Like, y'all don't understand that is a real instance. The most unrealistic thing about that is that those guys, one came back blipped from it. One's 100-something years old, and the other one flies around on metallic wings. Like, that's the most unrealistic thing that you saw in that scene.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, unless you guys have anything else to add to it, I don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I already know we kind of ran over, but if y'all have anything y'all want to add on, you guys can hit them with the Twitters, and we can get out of here.
And you already know, SketchSawyer, TechSupreme, hit it, Tech.
TechSupreme.
Yeah.
Yo, chat, can y'all make some noise for the homies, man?
Thanks, y'all. We love y'all. This is a lot of fun, as always. See you in a week.
I'll catch you guys back here Monday once again. Thank you guys for the input, man. I really appreciate it, man. You guys make these talks super interesting.
Absolutely.
Likewise, man. Appreciate you.
Yo, be good.
All right, everybody.
Peace.
Always good talks with the homies. Always good talks with the homies.